Hey, what's up guys, it's Mike, and today I'm bringing you guys a video on Instinct Domination. I'm playing the ranked playlist with 3 other of my friends, so we're in a full team of 4, and we pull off a win in Search and Destroy. I go 18-4 in this game, so that's over a 4 KD playing Search. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. If you do, leave a like and a comment and subscribe for daily content just like today. But let's get to the topic at hand today, and the topic at hand, or the topic for this video rather, is going to be my top 5 classes. And the reason for this is I just finished my 2nd Prestige, so I have a pretty solid idea for what my favorite 5 classes, or the 5 most powerful classes are in this game. So I'm going to just start by breaking down the class into the top 5 guns, and then I'm going to break it down to the perks, the best perks, and the best attachments and stuff like that to go with which guns. So let's start with my 2 favorite score streaks, and these are the only 2 score streaks that I run in the game on all of my classes, and that is the UAV and System Hack kill streak. And on each of those kill streaks I use the upgrade for the UAV, which is threat detection, which shows you where they are in extra time, and then for the System Hack I use the simple upgrade that expands the time and flashes them. So the 2 kill streaks are about 900 points to get, and I personally like the non-lethals. I think it helps me get more kills on the enemies much more than it would, say, with the lethals, because in the lethals it takes me out of the actual gameplay aspect of it. I have to use the kill streak, and you can only get maybe top 5 kills in each kill streak. They're not very good at all, at least in my opinion. And moving on from there, the top, if you're going to use any exo launcher, what you should be using, in my opinion at least, is either the threat grenade or the Semtex. Those are my 2 favorite. The Semtex has such a good range, and it blows up much quicker than the frag grenade, so it doesn't allow the enemy to throw it back. And if you stick them, it's an automatic kill. So I find the Semtex to be my favorite. I don't find myself to use the threat grenade very often, even when I do have it on. And I don't find myself using it in the correct scenario when I do have it on. I just toss it around a corner. Usually no one's there. It's not super helpful, but I mean, I find it better than, say, a smoke grenade or a spike drone or anything like that. But that's up to you guys to decide. That's whether if you're in, say, another game type or not. So moving on, I'm gonna be talking about the exo abilities, and of all the exo abilities, my top 4 that I say you should run, or the only 4 that I even contemplate running, are the Exo Overclock, Exo Mute Device, Stim, and Exo Cloak. And the reason for that is the Exo Overclock is good for, say, capture the flag and running around classes like that. Those are the only classes that I use Exo Overclock on. I don't use it on any others. It's just for, say, capture the flag or uplink or something like that, a class where I have to move around quick, move quick, and run away from enemies. Next, I have the Exo Mute Device, and that's, as you can see in this gameplay, I use it for Search and Destroy. So that way I could get a rush off the spawn and the enemies don't hear me coming at all. I end up just behind them and can get usually 1 to 2 maybe kills, and that's taking out half the team in ranked. So very, very helpful exo ability in that sense, and you get a new one every single round. The Exo Stim is another one that I run. That's usually in Momentum or Ground War or something like that. I don't find myself using that ability too often. I don't find myself using the ability correctly too often in a scenario where I am satisfied with my having used it. You know, I don't feel like I wasted it. I feel like I used it correctly. And then finally the Exo Cloak. And the reason I say the Exo Cloak is only because you could lay down an Exo Cloak anywhere, even on an objective, and the enemies more likely than they won't see you, or more likely than not, they won't see you. And it's a free kill, really, as it is, as like this bomb is, as I get the bomb kill and explode right there on that kid. But yeah, definitely Exo Cloak. If you're gonna camp for a second, that's the gun the exo ability you're gonna be looking for. So next, I'm gonna get into the perks. So on every single one of my classes for perk 3, or the perk 3 tier, I always run Scavenger and Blast Suppressor, so that means I'm always running perk 3 Greed in my wildcard selection. Next, depending on whether I'm using an LMG, a assault rifle, or say a submachine gun, I will choose between either peripherals or gung ho. And so I choose peripherals for every single class other than submachine guns. On submachine guns, I personally put on gung ho, and the reason for that is, as you can possibly see in this gameplay, you're able to shoot while you're sprinting and sliding, and it's such an advantage, especially when you're playing, say, Momentum or a game type like Domination, where you're running around, or Capture the Flag, you're running around, you have to get shots off real quick while you're running, and you don't want to have to wait for that animation to stop, and let your guy pick up their gun and then start to shoot again. Next, we'll move to perk 1 tier, and perk 1, it's also a toss-up between two perks, at least in my opinion. Those are the two perks that I use. I either use lightweight on a submachine gun class or a capture the flag class to move around quicker, or flak jacket on momentum or any other game type class where I feel like I'm going to get a grenade thrown at me, or maybe might take shots down, not shots, but might get like an explosive thrown at me in some point in time. So those are my two perk ones that I throw up between. As far as a secondary, I very often don't use a secondary. If I was going to have to tell you guys to use one secondary, it would either be the Mayhem rocket launcher or the Moz rocket launcher. The reason I say that is because I see people get legitimate quads with them in momentum, and it's absolutely insane. I die right there, so I cut to the next round. Or the RW1 pistol I find to be pretty good as well. It does get the job done if you're in close range to a medium range and you hit them in the upper body. It gets them killed in a one shot, and I mean, you can't really be too upset with that. It is a secondary and it does that, so a huge help, and definitely a plus, not a negative by any means. So now the time in the situation that you all have been waiting for is the guns that I choose to use, and my top 5 guns consist of the Bal 27, the HBR-A3, the ASM-1, the IMR, and the KF-5. So that's 2 submachine guns and 3 assault rifles. So as you can see, the assault rifles are kind of outweighing the submachine guns. And I will throw this in there in the honorable mentions. I have 2 of them. One is the sniper rifle, the Morse. Absolutely awesome sniper rifle, the best one. I love how it works. It's extremely fun to use. Made sniping extremely fun in this game, at least for me. And then for the heavy weapons, I have a honorable mention, and that's the Pytake. I don't know if I'm correctly pronouncing that, but it has absolutely no recoil, high damage, high rate of fire, and it is very good. I got like a 6-man feed with it playing Momentum the other day on Defender, I believe. It was absolutely insane. So let's get back into the topic at hand, and that's the guns that I choose to use and with what attachments. So let's start off with the Bal 27. I run the Bal with the wild card of, I believe it's Primary Gunfighter. Thank you. So I use 3 attachments on it. I use the red dot sight, silencer, and the foregrip. And the reason for that is the red dot, I don't like the iron sights too much. I find that down range, I don't get a good view at the enemy. I don't have, like, it kind of crowds a little bit. I don't really like them. And the stock and reload, the magazine gets in the way when you have just basic sights on it. So I put the red dot on. Foregrip, just because down range, it does get quite a bit of kick up because of how the fire rate increases as you shoot more bullets. So the foregrip definitely helps massively in that category. And then silencer, as you guys know, I love to stay off the radar. I don't like to be on the minimap. Silencers are always my way to go. I think I have a silencer on almost all of these guns. So keep your ears peeled for the gun that I don't have a silencer on. Next, I'm going to move to the HBR-A3. And the reason I think that I fell in love with the HBR so much is because I have the HBR Average Joe, and what that did is it took away 2 handling from it, but it gave me 1 damage and 1 range, and it made the gun absolutely insane. The damage on it has such an edge, but even the regular one with the default 8 damage, it is a very solid gun nonetheless. I do recommend that you guys use it. I think it's, in my opinion, it's the best. I think I have about 3,000 kills with it. Really quickly, I would check. No, I'm not even going to bother with it, but I think I have about, 3,000 kills with the gun. Absolutely insane. And on that, I use the silencer and extended mags. Those are my 2 favorite. It gives you 45 bullets with the extended mags. You can get between 4 and 5, maybe even 6 kills with all those bullets, even with your silencer equipped. It has an insane damage, has no recoil at all, so you don't need the foregrip or anything like that as in a perk, or as an attachment rather. And moving on to what is the final assault rifle is the IMR. And what the IMR is it kind of reminds me of the prom date, or oh my god, the M8A1 from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It's the 4-round burst weapon of this game. And with that, I like to use stock, red dot, and extended mags. The reason for stock is because I don't know why. I feel like it's more of a competitive gun, and I put stock on it, and it was feeling really comfortable strafing with the burst fire. So I don't know. I might get back to you guys On that one, the red dot, I don't like the iron sights too much. I do like the red dot sight for downrange and stuff like that. And then finally, I put the extended mags on it because it has 36 bullets normally, so you can only pick like a 2-piece up with it. And the reload is kind of long, so I put on the extended mags so that way I don't have to deal with the reload. And as you guys can see me get this quick little cleanup, we're up 5-4 and going into the last round. So let's speed this up. I got 2 more guns to go over. 2 more submachine guns. The first submachine gun that I'm going to talk about is the ASM-1, which is the Tommy gun of this game, which is actually the gun I am using in this gameplay. And as you guys can see, my 2 attachments, the red dot and silencer. 2 trusty attachments, really can't go wrong with them. As you guys can see in this gameplay, I'm absolutely beasting with the gun. It's one of the submachine guns that can almost sneak by as an assault rifle. It does have quite a bit of damage and quite a bit of range, but you can't get too crazy with it. You don't try to go cross mapping or anything like that. And at close range, it's pretty good as well. Next is the KF5. And actually, I'm going to have to say this. My final top 5 gun of the submachine gun was kind of a toss-up between the KF5 and the MP11. And the reason I chose the KF5 is just because it has a little bit more damage than the MP11. And the MP11 has a little bit more kick around, and you guys won't find it as good. I do like it a lot, but it is a more difficult gun to use and one of those fun guns that I was talking about that I use. And on that one, if you guys do want to use it, the MP11, I use the silencer and extended mags on that. Right here, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I can't die with the last guy here. Sorry, I just hit my mic. But as you can see, I clean them up. And finally, guys, the final gun, my 5th favorite, the KF5. The KF5 with red dot and silencer. Big surprise there, right guys? Not really. Pretty standard stuff. Nothing out of the blues on you there. Nothing crazy. But as the gameplay is wrapping up right here, guys, I do want to say thank you if you did stick all the way through this video. I did put quite a bit of time and effort preparing for this, breaking it down, and I've put over a day and 6 hours on the game so far. I'm 3rd prestige, guys. I just hit 3rd prestige. I'm actually going to put me prestiging right here at the end of the video for you guys, so if you do want to see that. I didn't show my stats, but I have a 1.2 KD, nothing to write home about. I know, guys, nothing crazy. I have 5,000 kills, a 0.4 win-loss, and a 310 score per minute. Excuse me. I will say that I am trying to improve my stats, so we will see as they gradually increase with me. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and a comment and subscribe for daily content just like this one. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Peace out, guys.